Testosterone. Today's topic is the 5 steps to build, boost, and maintain the normal testosterone levels in men. Now, what is testosterone about? Let me give you a description and the steps that you take to actually help you to build, boost, and maintain. So, in normal levels of testosterone, this is what it does. The normal levels, it builds muscle mass, it builds strength, it regulates sex drive, it distributes fat, reduces insulin resistance, it produces the sperm, produces red blood cells, and increases bone mass. These are the things that testosterone does. Now, when the levels go down, they are low levels, what happens is, it goes from low levels to almost zero. You get muscle loss, muscle waste, and weakness. Erectile dysfunction, muscle gets wasted, turns into fat, and fat deposits into the belly. So you get the belly getting fat, and then the legs and the arms start becoming smaller. So there'll be low fertility, bone mass will go down, and emotionally there'll be sadness, depression, and a drop in motivation. So this is what happens when the levels are low. So, what do you do now to be able to move, if that is happening, to move away from here? Because that tends to happen as you age. So as men get older and older, that tends to happen, levels go low. I will explain why it goes low and what you can do to bring it back up. Because when you bring it back up, you're going to have all these benefits that testosterone is actually supposed to do in the body. So what are the 5 steps to build, boost, maintain normal testosterone levels? Before I tell you about it, I'm Alan Warnitz. I'm a nutrition expert, and I help people restore their health using nutrition. And I'm going to explain how to use nutrition here to build up your levels of testosterone. So if you're a bodybuilder, this is important. If your levels have come down, this is important. If you're having low fertility, there's a problem. If you've got erectile dysfunction, that needs to be restored. So I will explain how to do this. So step number 1 is the liver. The liver needs to be looked after. The liver is a filtration organ. It filters everything in the body. It detoxifies toxins, and it also produces cholesterol. Cholesterol is the important part because that's the building material for making testosterone. So you have to have cholesterol. If there's no cholesterol, or you're blocking cholesterol, let's say you've got high cholesterol and you're taking cholesterol blockers, you will start having these problems because with lowered cholesterol, testosterone goes down. So how do you do that? How do you get good cholesterol? Is with a good liver. So there's 2 things you have to do with the liver. You have to detoxify the liver. The liver can be clogged. It's like a sieve, and it's clogged with muck and oil and fat. You have to remove that fat so that the liver can do filtration. And when the liver does filtration, it's able to produce cholesterol. So you have to provide the materials to the liver to produce the cholesterol. Now when the cholesterol is available, it goes to the adrenal glands and it goes to the testes. So the adrenal glands makes 50% of the testosterone, and the testes makes the other 50%. So it's important to have the adrenal glands in good order and healthy. So there's a way to make the adrenal glands healthy, which I will explain further in this video. So if you stay with me, I will explain to you these 5 steps. But I have to tell you what the 5 steps are so you know. So once you've got those in place, then you can guarantee yourself to have your testosterone levels back to normal. So adrenal glands produces a hormone called DHEA, and DHEA with certain vitamins and minerals will turn into testosterone. So there's a process where it goes from cholesterol to the adrenal glands to make DHEA. There's an important vitamin there that needs to be present for DHEA to be manufactured and produces testosterone from the adrenal glands and from the testes. Then if you want to once you've got the cholesterol and the testosterone be made, if you want to boost it now, to boost it, you can only boost when the cholesterol is there. There are testosterone boosters. There's 2 herbs that you can use that will boost your levels of testosterone. Then, when the testosterone is made, what tends to happen is, because of diet, the testosterone tends to be destroyed. It gets damaged. It gets changed into estrogen, and it gets changed into another form of testosterone, which actually creates loss of hair, baldness and all that. It's called DHT. So you need to have some enzyme blockers which blocks the enzymes which converts the testosterone to estrogen and converts the testosterone to DHT. Because when testosterone is converted to estrogen or DHT, the levels drop and you're going to have these problems here from the low levels. So we need to prevent that. Also, if you're in bodybuilding and you're building muscle mass, you can't afford to have enzyme blockers. You're taking boosters, but you've got enzymes which are actually doing the conversion, so that has to be stopped. If there's no enzyme blockers and estrogen and DHT is produced, there's possibilities of prostate enlargement and lower testosterone and onset of cancer, prostate cancer. Then step number 5 is all the external sources of testosterone disruptors. Things that disrupt testosterone, things that damage testosterone. So we need to go over that as well. And once you've got all these 5 in place, then you are in a good position to maintain your normal levels of testosterone. Doesn't matter what your age is. So next step now is we're going to go on each one on how to do the liver, adrenal glands, testosterone boosters, enzyme blockers, and external sources. So on step number 1 for the liver, I have got a video which I've made which is quite extensive on it, so I'm just going to go on to I'm going to summarize it. So the liver has got 2 functions here. You've got to do 2 things. First, you've got to clean the filter. Cleaning the filter, you've got 2 options. You can use herbs, which you can get off the shelf. Then you can get them mixed as well together. And they must have at least those 3, and they can have other additional herbs as well. Dandelion, turmeric, which is curcumin, and milk thistle. This helps to clean the filter. It removes the muck and all that. And another option that works very well is juicing. Juicing is with celery and cucumber. You take half a celery a day and you juice it with half a cucumber. You do it for about a week. You do it in the morning and on an empty stomach. That cleans the liver, and do this without too much of fat in your diet. And also you can have a lemon which you blend with a peel and you sweeten it with stevia, and that helps with the cleaning the liver. When the liver is clean, then it can go into production and it can then go into detoxification. Detox means it detoxes all the toxins. If you've taken alcohol, if you've taken medication, the liver now, because it's clean, it can do detoxing. But you have to provide the materials to feed the liver so that it can do the detoxing, and the liver can also produce the cholesterol. Because you need the cholesterol, you need a good amount of cholesterol and good cholesterol to make your testosterone. So you need phospholipids, which is sulfur-rich foods. Basically, it's food. There's a product called lecithin. Eggs, meat, and seafood also has phospholipids. And you need omega-3, which is part of the family as well, which are seed oils like flaxseed oil, pumpkin seed oil. All these are cold pressed, not refined oils. The refined oils are very dangerous. They actually damage the body, and they will prevent all this from happening, because you cannot make testosterone out of refined oils, canola oil, sunflower oils, which is used for cooking. Those oils are very bad. They actually destroy that. So you have to get proper omega-3 oils that will produce the cholesterol. For detoxing, you need to have certain vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables, very important for detoxing. Kale, spinach, broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, garlic, apple cider vinegar. That does the detoxing. So that is the liver. Now we go on to step 2, which is adrenal glands. So step number 2 in production of testosterone is the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands, now that you've fixed your liver, the adrenal glands receives cholesterol with omega-3, and it derives at the adrenal glands, which is sitting on top of your kidneys. A little diagram here, the adrenals are here and the kidneys are there on top here. So omega-3, B5, large amounts of B5, because B5 is also used to production of cortisol for handling stress. Vitamin C protects the integrity of your adrenal glands, so that's very important. B complex are called cofactors, which actually does the production of DHEA, which we're going to turn into cholesterol. Proteins, omega-3 and proteins are the structure of your hormones. Hormones are steroids, they're made of oil, so you need protein and oil. So proteins, normally if you're under stress, digestive system can be poor, so proteins don't get digested, so normally I would advise to take digestive enzymes at the moment when you are busy fixing all of that. And vitamin E, very important as well for the integrity of these organs. Now you've got cholesterol in all of these there. If there's too much stress, this stops, cortisol is made. So you have to reduce your levels of stress, and I'll go into more description of this in other videos on the adrenal glands, which you can go and look, which I advise you to go and look. If you're really serious about getting this right, you need to know about your adrenal glands as well. It's not a very well-known subject, so I've given a lot of description of it for you to understand. So you drop your stress levels, cortisol drops, then you get normal production of DHEA, with zinc produces testosterone. Now, you can actually take a tonic if you want to speed up the process. You can take some tonics which will boost the production of DHEA as long as your stress levels are under control. You take ginseng and licorice. These are two herbs that you can take that will help boost the levels of DHEA to turn to testosterone. Cortisol up, DHEA drops. Insulin, if you're taking a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, that spikes your insulin levels. Insulin goes up, DHEA drops, testosterone drops. Now that you know that, you need to find a way of handling the stress as well and dropping your levels of insulin, and that will guarantee you more DHEA and bring you to that level here. So next step now, we're going to the testosterone boosters. How do you boost the levels of testosterone? So if it's making a certain amount of testosterone, how do you bring it up? I'll explain to you the boosters for testosterone. And on step number 4, we'll do it together. We will also go on the blockers, the enzyme blockers, which we have to block to prevent you losing your production of testosterone. In other words, you produce testosterone, you got this level, and then you've got certain enzymes present which actually destroy them. So we need to block those enzymes so that there's no destruction to keep your levels up. So we'll go into that now. Now that your adrenals are producing the DHEA and the testosterone and the levels are getting back to normal, and now you want to boost the levels of testosterone, you need to boost them because you're doing some bodybuilding, you want to build muscle mass, so you need more and higher level of testosterone. As long as you fixed your liver, you fixed your adrenal glands, it's able to produce now. Now you can take the boosters. Do not take the boosters before that, because otherwise you're not going to get results. So because you need that testosterone there, or you need the adrenals to be able to function. So Tribulus terrestris and Siberian ginseng are two herbs that are testosterone boosters. So that will help boost and build up the levels for you to be able to build your muscles. And then number 4 is the enzyme blockers. So now, if your liver is damaged and you've got excessive amount of fat, there will be enzymes that will come and destroy your testosterone. So you would have made all the boosters, but you don't fix that, you need to fix it. That's why you have to fix the liver, because when the liver gets fixed, there is less and less of the enzymes that actually will come and destroy. So one of the enzymes that is present there is called aromatase, which is present there because of liver damage and a lot of fat. You've built up a lot of fat. So what you need for that, while you're fixing your liver, nettle root or a soy extract called genistein, red clover, and another product called DIM. These are products you can get in the health shops. These are supplements. And the other one that produces, so this process here, testosterone turns into estrogen. And here, this process turns to DHT, which is another potent form of testosterone, which is not helpful to building your muscles and all that. It's more like a growth hormone, which actually can grow up and enlarge your prostate and makes you lose hair in your head. And often coffee sort of tends to affect that and increases the amount of those enzymes called 5-alpha reductase. So how do you block this enzyme to turn it to DHT? Saw palmetto, lycopene. You find lycopene in tomatoes, so you eat a lot of tomatoes as well. Astaxanthin is saw palmetto and astaxanthin are a good combination, and you can also take green tea and take zinc. Zinc also is an 5-alpha reductase blocker. Zinc I already explained earlier in DHEA for the production of DHEA and testosterone. So you take those blockers, so you are now sort of safeguarded yourself from prostate enlargement, from cancer, and you're not losing your levels of testosterone and not moving into that side of the chart. So you are moving onto this side of the chart. So testosterone boosters, blockers. You have to stop the testosterone being destroyed by liver damage, excess fat, and coffee. And now we're going to go on to step number 5, which is the disruptors. What are the external sources, what foods and all that externally that actually also damage your testosterone, so you protect it. So we'll get to that now. Now we've come to the last part, which is external sources of testosterone disruptors, things that actually upset testosterone and stop them from being produced or destroy them after it's been produced. So one of them is pesticides and herbicides, which you will find in non-organic foods, like in fruits and vegetables, especially the chemical glyphosate. Very destructive. It mimics estrogen, so it's like as if there's another form of estrogen, and it actually creates a lot of hormone imbalances in the body. So you've got the body feels like it's got extra estrogen, and it reacts in a way which is not productive to the body. The next thing is sugar and refined carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates converts to sugar, so whether you take sugar or refined carbohydrates, it's pretty much the same. It spikes insulin, as I said before in the previous parts, where insulin goes up, DHEA, which is produced in the adrenal glands, which converts to testosterone, that drops. So when insulin goes up, DHEA drops. DHEA drops, testosterone levels drop. So that's a problem that it creates with testosterone production. So where do you get the refined carbohydrates? From pastries, cakes, biscuits, pasta, bread, flour, all this, it comes from there. And if your diet has a lot of whole grains and cereals, that's another problem, because there is an acid in there called phytic acid, which is a zinc blocker. Remember before that I was explaining that in the conversion from DHEA to testosterone you need zinc. So if there's a zinc blocker, DHEA does not convert to testosterone, so that blocks the production of testosterone. So you're going to have a problem. Another one is refined oils. The triple refined oils in the family of margarine, canola oil, sunflower oil, the triple refined, very, very detrimental, very disruptive. It disrupts the conversion of omega-3. It actually stops the conversion of omega-3. And what it does, it turns into other forms and makes like a hard skin. You'll have eczema. It goes into the brain. The brain needs to be made out of cholesterol and omega-3, so it's got the wrong oil. And the skin as well. And your blood vessels get hardened. That's where cholesterol can get stuck in the blood vessels and where heart attacks can come. So these are these are responsible for that. They're also responsible for the creation of diabetes as well, because it upsets the formation of the right oils in the production of the body, in the production of skin and all the cellular structure. So that needs to be out of your diet. You can replace your refined oils with olive oil for cooking, palm oil. These are okay, or ghee, that's fine, or mustard oil for cooking if you want to use that. Another one is alcohol. Drinking alcohol, alcohol acts like a whiplash to the liver. It's a major impact to the liver, what that alcohol does. So if your liver is not in good order or has been damaged by too much alcohol, where the liver has become fatty liver, you need to fix the liver and reduce the levels of alcohol so that your liver has a chance to actually recover, and the liver has a chance to make cholesterol, the good cholesterol, not the bad cholesterol, because the alcohol actually makes the liver produce the bad cholesterol, makes the liver produce estrogen, and makes the liver produce the hormones that destroy the testosterone. So just get off alcohol or reduce your levels of alcohol so your liver has a chance to recover. Cholesterol lowering drugs, lowering medication. If you're taking cholesterol lowering medication, if cholesterol is dropped, because it affects the liver, drops your levels of cholesterol, obviously automatically your testosterone levels drop, and from the side effects of cholesterol lowering drugs are the actually low levels of testosterone. Erectile dysfunction, weakness, low fertility, sadness, depression, motivation is dropped. So fat deposits into the belly, muscle is wasted. This is what happens when you drop the production of cholesterol, when you interfere with the production of cholesterol from the liver. Now, if there is prostate enlargement, which not everybody would have, if there is a case of prostate enlargement as a result of that, dairy should be stopped, because in dairy there is estrogen in there, and estrogen contributes to prostate enlargement. So that's only if there is a case of prostate enlargement. So I've come to the end of my talk on testosterone, the 5 steps to build, boost and maintain. So now you see from the 5 steps how you can do it. You can build it, you can boost it, and you can maintain it, and you can remove all the external sources that actually interfere with the production of testosterone. If you're bodybuilding, these are the things you need to know. If you're having these problems here, this is where it could happen. So there's your opportunity now, knowing the 5 steps that you can start implementing. Implement them slowly, step by step, and as you implement step by step, it will take a while, but by doing it consistently, you should be recovering and getting back to this state of normal levels and experience these benefits from the correct levels of testosterone in your body. I trust you've learned something here. You can make good use of it. You can contact me for help. You can ask me questions. I can guide you on it. I do health consultations. I do a health questionnaire which gives me information about your diet and what you do, and then we see from there what you need to do what steps you need to take step by step to bring you back to that level. So I hope to hear from you and work with you and take you there, and thank you for listening.